Welcome to Monday's marketing tip for the week. Hi, I'm Tiffany Hill Allen, your host at Start with Occupancy. And I've been thinking, how can I provide more value to you guys? While everything is not all set in stone, I'm getting everything together going into the fall. And I thought, you know what? Mondays is a great day to just give you a tip so that you can execute it that week. And that way we can see actual results. So welcome to the first in our series, and give me some feedback. Let me know how you guys like it. And if you want more of these as well. I have the next 10 planned out, but after then, it's all about you. So I'm here to serve, and let me know.
Welcome to Start with Occupancy, the podcast for senior living owners, operators, and sales professionals. Hi, I'm Tiffany, marketing strategist and former corporate baddie who got tired of producing results for Wall Street and wanted to make a change on Main Street. I provide quick tips, idea nuggets, and case studies to help you with proven sales, marketing, and business development strategies along with leadership concepts, so that you can inspire change, impact lives, and improve outcomes for the aging, their families, and your teams. I'm committed to equipping you with the tools, the knowledge, and resources that you need to excel in your business. With experience working inside senior living companies, large and small, I've developed a deep passion for advocating for the aging adult and those who care for them, all while driving business growth. So whether you're already in the senior care industry or maybe you would like to be, if your mission is to serve them, my mission is to serve you. Join me as we unravel the strategies and tactics that drive success in your business while making a difference in someone's life. The goal is to touch, guide, and impact the lives of 10 families per month. Are you with me? It's time to be inspired, gain practical tips, and own your future.
One of the questions I get asked the most, or that I see the most in forums and online groups, is how do I get residents? How do I market my community? How do I get staffing? Whether it is getting residents or it is getting staff, it is all a part of marketing your community, because you have to market to people to tell them why they should work with you. And you have to market to families, prospective residents, telling them why they should choose you. When someone opens up a senior living or an assisted living business, especially someone who's not from the industry in and of itself, I hear this all the time. How do I get residents? That is what they're thinking. Or how do I get good staff members? And what I would like to challenge you in thinking is that both actions are a part of your marketing effort, meaning that the question should be, how do I market to potential employees that they would want to work with me and work with what I'm trying to build, that they will be able to see my vision? How do I market to caregiving families that they will actually choose me for their loved one? How do I market to potential residents that they will see me as a place that they would want to live? And how do I market to professional referral sources who can refer to me with trust so that they can feel secure in that I'm going to deliver the services that I say I am, and that our visions of what should happen with the client align? And so at the end of the day, marketing is a part of all of it. I would challenge you to get good at marketing. And how do you get good at marketing? First, you have to know who you are in the market. You have to know who you serve, why you are serving them, and what is your vision for your community, and what makes your community different than anyone else in your market. What are you doing that's different? That is the foundation. If you don't have that foundation, you're building a house on sand. Once you understand that foundation, then the question is, how do I relay and communicate that vision to the different stakeholders, is what we would call it in corporate, to the different audiences that will align with my vision? And so when you're looking at the first stakeholder, right, you're looking at employees so that they can come on board with you. Well, what is your community doing that's different? And how is your culture different than all the other options that a CNA has, or that what we call it, an associate has, to work for you? What makes you different? How are you going to enhance their life besides just the pay? What is the work environment going to be? Do you have that even in mind? Have you thought about that? What are some of the things that you're going to do? I will give you one tip. When my first community I worked in, the executive director, every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every back to school, every Easter, she did something special for the associates. And what she did was, she asked them to give her one kid's name of that they had. It could be their grandchild, it could be their personal child, it could be their niece if they didn't have any kids. And for Easter, it was a Easter outfit. For back to school, it was a backpack filled with supplies. For Thanksgiving, it was a turkey. For Christmas, it was a grab bag gift. And then she also did white elephant for the actual employees. And she made sure that there was enough gifts for all of them. Every all staff meeting, she also had something fun for them. She would make sure that they got to eat. She would talk to them about whatever was needing to be talked about that's going on in the community. And then she always broke the ice with a fun game in the very beginning. And then she always had something fun for them at the end. Again, it's a part of that culture. The second stakeholder that we're talking about is the caregiving family. And who are you? What makes you different? Remember, these people are going to several other communities to see where they would like their loved one to live. And so you will need to understand who's around you. Have you done a competitive analysis as the foundation of that? And who's around you? What do they offer? What do you offer that's different? And sometimes that means just putting something in place that other people do not have. It could be as simple as anytime dining. It could be as simple as the way that you communicate to that caregiver. Is there a process, or your onboarding process? How is it when somebody moves into your community? What makes your community so different? Are you having your staff sit down and talk to the family about what they do and how they will be serving their loved one, and giving them reassurance on the decision that they made? Is it a certain gift item after the move-in, or is it during the move-in? Are you serving them lunch? So while they're getting their loved one settled, do they have lunch that you're giving them? Or after the move-in, are you giving them a lavender tea with a relaxation, maybe even a spa day that they can have, because they've been caregivers all this time. So what are you doing to make that experience special for them? Then you have the resident. How are you marketing to them or showing them that your place is the right place for them? Are you matching them up with another resident that's there that they might be pals with? Are you having them try the food before they even move in? Are you visiting them in their home, in their environment, to help them to feel more at ease about the decision and about the journey, the transition that they're going through? And then last but not least is your referrals, the people who can give you the resident or the family caregiver's name, even sometimes a possible name. And so my thing with them is, how are you also showing them that you're aligning with what their values, their mission, and how are you identifying what their pain points are in their job and how you can be a help to them? That's a part of that marketing, right? And so marketing to them might look like, hey, when you have a last minute discharge or something that you're not prepared for, I can be here and do an assessment within 4 hours, or have one of my team members here. Or you can say, because I'm smaller, I have more flexibility to take the people that some of the bigger locations might have a harder time. Or you can even say, by choosing me as opposed to a senior living advisor, I may be able to save the family more money because I'm not paying those fees. And because I'm not paying those fees, I'm able to do X, Y, and Z. I'm able to give them we are able to hire occupational therapists or physical therapists on a part-time basis. We are able to hire a nurse in our smaller home to come in once a week to look at our residents. We are able to partner with XYZ restaurant where we can have chef prepared meals actually in our little small assisted living because we're able to save that money from referrals fees. So again, it's all about how you are positioning yourself to be the value in your messaging for each one of those stakeholders. So what should you do this week? Put a heading on a paper and you're going to make 4 columns. And in those 4 columns, what you're going to do is have for future staff, you're going to have caregiving families, you're going to have future residents, and you're going to have your referrers or your future referral sources. We call them referrers. And then I want you to do a list of 3 to 5. I suggest no less than 3, no more than 5. And then put in what is your differentiating factor for each of those 4. So why should people come work for you? And make it where it's different. If it sounds like anything that could be on anybody's website or anybody's job posting, then it's not good enough. So you want to do number 1, number 2, number 3 of why should somebody come and work for you? What are you offering them? Right? So 1, 2, and 3 is why should they come work for you? Why should they consider you for a move-in? Why should they move in and live with you? And then why should they refer to you? And then next line down, do the same, 1, 2, 3, no more than 5. And what you're going to put there is what services is going to differentiate you. What services are you giving? What are you doing that's different? So number 1 is the why, and number 2 is the execution, right? What are the services that you're doing? And so that's going to be, what services are you going to give your staff members? Or what are you going to implement that you haven't already implemented? What are you doing that's going to be different for a family member? What are you doing that's going to be different for a resident? What are you doing for a referral source or a referrer that's going to be different? Okay. And then craft your general messaging. And what you want to do is with your messaging is not what we call feature dump, but talk about, this is what I do, this is why it's important, and this is what it means to you. And so that's the messaging. I want you to put it for each one of those 3. I'll give you an example. I offer my employees a $50 bonus every time a family is wowed by your service. And the way I do this is that I have an anonymous survey that I send out to all families once a month. And if they mention what you have done for them by name, I do a drawing. And then I select someone who will get a $50 gift card to whatever store of their choice. And what this means to you is that I really value what you do day in and day out to help my residents and to help our team. I want you to know that you're a valuable member of our team. And this is just one of the few of many ways that I decide to show it to you. Again, that is what you're doing for each one of these. So that's why I said only 3 to 5. 5 is a lot, but doing 3 will keep it down. But that gives you 3 reasons on why somebody should choose you, what you're going to do that's going to be so different, and then how are you going to communicate that? Try it out for this week, you guys. If you would like to learn more about this, I got you. Because if you like these ideas and you want to learn about how to market, as well as how to develop a sales process that will get you residents and move a family from I'm just looking to I'm over here and I'm ready to move in, I have developed a community that I've been working on called the Occupancy Growth Village, where, yes, we are all neighbors. And what we do in that village is we have town halls where I do live trainings and workshops in the town hall, where there is a library for resources, scripts, and checklists for you to go to, as well as archive trainings. We actually even have a cafe where you get to network with other people that is just like you, who's looking for support and encouragement, but also ideas on what they're doing in their market. The goal of the community is to give you the right information to be very transparent about what it takes to have a successful care home, whether you are doing a independent living, whether you're doing an assisted living and a memory care. Obviously, independent living is not necessarily a care home, but because of the vulnerability and the age of your residents, there is a care component that's involved. You may not have to do it, but you do have to manage how it's done. And that's a whole nother subject. If you would like to come into the village, it's free for 7 days. And it is just so that you can get a sneak peek of what's going to come. I only have so many people at the founder's rate because you as a founder is going to be one of the earliest neighbors in the village. And you're going to help me create the village that is going to be supportive, that is going to be inclusive, that is going to have the tools that you're going to need, not for licensing, but for growing and scaling. But I wanted to just say thank you so much for joining me here. What I'd like for you to do now is if you like what you've heard, press the subscribe button if you're on YouTube or follow me on the podcast. And as I always say, take what you need, share what helps, and come back for more. I thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Start with Occupancy podcast.